Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It is Sunday night. It's another beautiful night for us here in Noodlesylvania, in our beautiful world, our planet here. So I am looking forward to chatting with you guys as usual as we do Therapy Gaming Sunday. Today's topic is failure, misconceptions with failure, and how embracing it can give you success. So I'm looking forward to getting on to our topic, but before we do that, as usual, I always update you guys on content or what's going on in my world that affects your world, the gaming community. So I just want to give you guys a quick update in regards to our servers that we are working on. We're working on our Minecraft and Ark server. We are spinning up our server for modification testing this week for Ark. So look forward to getting our Ark server publicly live and available to you guys in 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops, because I'm going to be announcing this week application process to have people join our team and expand our moderation and so forth with regards to helping us managing people on our servers as we push our servers out, because the goal is for us to bring the Noodles culture and the Noodles community to you guys and share with you guys, express you guys the gigantic heart that we have in our community, all the support and kindness that we have, so that this way you guys get to enjoy games with us by our side using our method of gaming, so this way we can avoid all the toxicity and everything involved that makes things a little rough for us every day, because gaming is ultimately about having a fun time. So let's try to create a new existence, a new way for us to play together so that we can avoid all the stress, keep things nice and light, keep things nice and positive. That's what it's all about as we're pushing these servers out, so look forward to that. I am looking for people to join our Ark team as well as our Minecraft team to help us with operations, to help us with management, to help us with guiding the people who join our server. So please join our Discord chat server so that you can communicate with us about opportunities to help us out with our team, help us grow, help us expand our gaming culture across the industry. Thank you so much for everybody who is already participating, who is already involved in my team, helping me with all the content, helping me with all the decision making, executing everything that has been going on in the background. There's so much happening right now. There's so much going on with regards to us pushing out content for you guys and getting ready to expand, grow as a team, as well as bringing you guys things to help you stay entertained. Thank you so much for everyone who's helping, supporting, and guide these projects and guide these opportunities through your sponsorship, through your support, through your contribution, through everything that you do, the love, the cheers, the follows, the hosts. I couldn't do it without you guys. My whole community couldn't do it without you guys. Every time you guys provide us support, you provide support to me. It expands and grows through and bleeds through the rest of the community. So thank you so much. I feel fantastic today. Thank you for checking in on me, Zach. Appreciate it so much. I feel like $1,000,000, baby. So let's turn into $1,000,000,000 and let's talk about today's topic. So I chose to talk about failure because there's just so many events in my life that I can relate to when it comes to the topic, and being able to show and express my circumstances that help me really understand what it's like to get past the mentality of thinking that failure is something you should fear, because we have been programmed ultimately in our life to consistently fear failure, to always be afraid of making mistakes that will cause us inevitably, according to what we believe inevitably, the missed opportunity to find success when we want to find it. So basically, the way I always operate every single week when I choose a topic is I decide to go over what it is that the topic is broken down into, to really understand the basics, the fundamentals, the definition, and so forth of a topic. And then we kind of boil down into how that applies to the way we behave and other people behave. So this way we can know how to relate the information to ourselves as well as how to relate it to others, so we can find opportunity, find a better way of living, a better experience or happiness ultimately through ourselves, or as well as finding it through others as we surround ourselves with people, because we are highly influenced every single day by the people who are around us. And it's very important for us to understand how we operate as people ourselves, to know if we're making a mistake, if we're doing something wrong ourselves that's causing us the unhappiness that we see every single day. Because oftentimes we ask the question to ourselves is, why am I having such a hard time right now? Why are things difficult? And every single Sunday, I talk about a different topic that helps us kind of explain to ourselves why it is that we get those experiences, why it is that we see bad experiences in our life every day is because of the things that the choices we make, the way we think, the way we behave, the way we feel. And so talking about these topics every single week helps us kind of figure things out for ourselves so that we can better ourselves and so we can work better with others. And this way we can find others as well that can work better with us. So broken down into failure in itself, we have always thought to or have been trained to believe that it is making a mistake, and making this mistake will cause us to ultimately not be able to have or find success. So that's the way I would describe it. Last week I tried something new where I was kind of bringing you guys into the mentality of Mr. Noodlies here so that you can kind of see how it is that I break down information and how it is that I find the information that I break down in order to give you guys the explanations that I give you guys every single week. And what I did is I simply just pulled up a browser and I said define, and this week's word is failing or to fail. Let's put fail. And this kind of gives you keywords for you to identify with so that you can see how is it that I'm pulling information. And normally I don't really go and pull up definitions when I'm thinking about these topics, because as a natural philosopher, I just kind of go through life like years over time thinking about specific topics, even months, weeks, days, hours, until I kind of figure out what it is that makes things make sense for me. Why is it that I behave this way? Why is it that someone else behaves that way? Trying to like psychologically break down the way I behave and the way other people behave. So this way I can create solutions for myself so that I can live a better experience, have a better life. So for fail under the definition is to be unsuccessful in achieving one's goal, neglect to do something. So basically when we look at the definition here for failure, we're seeing that it's basically that you will have an ambition, you have a goal, you have a drive, you have something in your mind, you have a vision, you have a dream, you have a hope, you have whatever it is that you believe that it is that you want to achieve, you want as a net result, something you want to get, and then you go after it and you don't get the results that you expect because of expectation. And expectation was one of my topics a few weeks back. So if you go back and if you go on YouTube or any of the streaming platforms that I stream on, and you look back at my therapy gaming sessions, you'll see my session about expectations and how I broke that down and how to really relate to the information as well as to make it a better experience for yourself. But it's negative for you to have expectations in general, because when you have expectations, basically you're letting yourself down before you even got to where you need to be. And that's basically setting up yourself for failure, because you have something that you want to get and you're setting your hopes, your bar up so high that when you get the result you get, you think of it as failure when it's not failure, because you think to yourself, well, these are the results that I want to see due to the expectation that I have, and you don't see the exact same results, and you say to yourself, well, I failed because I didn't get the result that I wanted. So expectation can be very negative. It can be very toxic to the way you think. So you got to be very careful with what it is that you hope, aspire, dream for, and so forth in regards to what you set yourself up for. What is it that you expect? Be very careful with your expectations. And so right here, as this is defining itself in the dictionary online, be unsuccessful in achieving one's goal. What is your definition of success? That's what it boils down to when you talk about the topic of expectation. Because most people, everyone, is basically taught that, like, in order for you to be successful, you have to get what you want, right? You go after what you want and you get it. But it's not that simple. Nothing in life is that simple. So we got to be very careful with those expectations, because we have to realize today's topic, and I'm going to explain it even more because that's the whole point, which we have to realize that failing is not what we think it is, not what we have been trained to think it is. It's not going after a result, not getting it, and then you failed, and that's the end of the story. See, all the time when we think of ourselves of success and we try to achieve success and we see failure, we see the results that are the opposite of what we expect in our expectation, we always say to ourselves, well, I failed. I can't achieve what it is that I hope for, I dream for, I have ambition for, or I can't reach my ambitions. And that's like an unfortunate situation, because the big point of this whole topic is that finding success through failure is what it's all about. Realizing that failure is not what you think it is. It is not that you don't get the result that you want. It's the fact that you are seeing something that is not right and finding a way to make it right. So failure is more complicated than just I get it or I don't get it. It works or it doesn't work, on or off. It's not just black and white. You have to be able to understand that in order for you to go after a goal, in order for you to find success in general, in order for you to reach your ambition, your dream, your hope, whatever it is that you're after, you have to fail. You have to make mistakes. Because think about it this way, right? If you go after something, right? Something, someone, whatever it is, you go after something and you see results that you don't want to see, so bad results, and then you say to yourself, well, I got bad results, so I'm never gonna be able to find good results. I'm never gonna get successful results. You have just stopped yourself from seeing results, period. Because now you have made a decision, you've made a choice to stop going after your ambition, after whatever it is you're driven to seek, whatever your goal is, your dream. This is the number one reason why people fail in general. Like the only true failing in real life, okay, the factual failing, what it is to really fail is to stop. It's to find stagnance. It's to create stagnance. It's to put an end to your goal. To stop going after and seeking what it is that you want, what it is that drives you, what it is that motivates you, what it is that makes you want to get somewhere, or what it is that you want to get when you get somewhere. Stopping is failing. See, we think of failure as not seeing the results that we want, but failure is not seeing the results that you want. Failure is stopping. The next word, can it be the description? I don't know if I spelled that right. Desperation? Are you trying to spell out desperation? Like desperate? But yeah, so failure is something that we have we have defined it within our minds. Society has taught us to think of it as I'm going after something and I don't get the results I want. It's very unfortunate because that's when you truly fail. The only time we ever truly fail is when we decide that we're going to stop doing whatever it is that we're doing. You see, ultimately, if you want to achieve some kind of success, you want to achieve some kind of goal, you want to I'm sorry, it's really hot right now in Seattle, so I have to keep making sure I'm not cringe with all my sweat on screen with you guys. But going after something and stopping is failing. But seeing results that you don't want is not failing. What that is that's an opportunity, is what that is. That is an experience. Seeing results that you don't want is an experience that allows you to learn what you don't want to see, so that you know what it is you want to see. You see, the whole point is that you will never know what you want to achieve in life unless you can see the whole picture. Okay, like in previous topics, I've talked about the 5 W's. In order for you to truly understand something, in order for you to break down information the way I do every single week, you have to go through the 5 W's, the who, what, where, why, and when. If you have to be able to understand and explain the 5 W's on every topic that I talk about, who, what, where, why, and when, you have to apply those questions to every topic that you think about in order to truly understand the depth, the meaning behind something, anything in life, okay? And if you can't break down that information, then you haven't reached the full understanding of that particular topic, okay? And if you can't fully understand a topic, then you can't understand how to use that topic to your advantage to gain the results that you want. If you want to ultimately find something, okay, you want to get a result in life, you have to break down the experience. You have to understand everything that's happening, the good and the bad, so that you can see what it's like to have what you want. Because look, I'll give you an example, right? I always give you guys examples. let's say that you have a bad apple, like an actual apple, like the fruit, right? And all you've ever seen your whole life is that bad apple. Like every tree you go to is the same bad apple. Like it has a little rot in one corner and the rest of it is shiny. You think to yourself that the only good apple there is a bad apple. So you've trained yourself to think of an apple as a bad apple. You've never gone past the experience of a bad apple. You've never thought to yourself who, what, where, why, and when. To think to yourself philosophically. To think to yourself like, is there more? Is there more for me to go after? Right? Like, can I go past this barrier, like past the area I'm in, and find different apples? And what will those apples look like? Will they be different colors? Will they be shiny all the way around? Will they not have rot? Will they taste better? So the point is, going back to the topic of failure, is that in order for you to find success, you have to see the different tastes, the different flavors, the different colors of failure. You have to see mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you won't understand what it's like to have the ultimate experience of whatever it is you're going after. You will never know what it's like to have the best of the best for you, in your opinion, if you don't have the experience to know what it is to have the worst of the worst. So, teaching ourselves that not getting the results we want is a means to failure, is an excuse to stop, is never gonna be a way for us to find or achieve the goals that we want to achieve in life. That's what it boils down to. So, on that, thinking about what I just said, right? What I just explained. I'll explain to you how I operate. I operate completely different in that regard when I'm in a successful mode. Like now I'm in a successful page in my life that allows me to go back to my normal state of mind where I operate in optimism. I always think positively. I always seek better results. So no matter how much mistake or failure I see in front of me, I always go after better and better and better. I'm always going after better. And there was a time 6 months ago where I was with you guys and I was in a bad place in my life and I didn't know even how to get out of the state of mind of failure. I just thought of myself as a failure. Everything to me was a failure. And it's very unfortunate that we convince ourselves sometimes, because of the suffering that we feel in our heart, that we can't experience or find or go after and seek success. It's very unfortunate that that happens to us, that we get into this depressive state that holds us back from sharply, mentally, from up here in our brain mind, thinking about going after success, because our heart is telling us that we feel failure, that we feel that we're not good enough to go after success. So the whole point is that, let me go back to what I was saying, is that the way I think now, right, in a successful state of mind, is that I go after failure. Like, I embrace failure. I've said this to many people throughout my life as I go through my work experience, my gaming career, streaming, whatever it is that I'm involved in with my community, to everybody that hangs out with me, everybody that's around me. I've said this many times. I've said, I embrace failure. I seek mistakes. People are afraid of making mistakes. People are afraid of failing. I thrive in the experience of failure. Like, I get excited. I literally get excited about making mistakes, because to me, I understand. I've programmed myself to understand that if I make a mistake, guess what? I made the mistake. It's already done. It's over with. So now I can move on to the next thing. And the next thing is going to be better than failure, because I already failed. So I can't fail again. And if I fail again, then I just found another way to make a mistake, and I just find a different way to not make that mistake. You see, it's adaptation. It's problem solving. And that's basically what it boils down to in order for you to be successful. In order for you to really get your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, your drive, whatever it is that you're after, it doesn't matter. You have to accept what people say to you as a means to make you want to go after making mistakes and go after failure, to not fear making mistakes and having failure or having failed. See, a lot of people discourage us. I talked last week about the topic of encouragement. And so let's go back to that a little bit and say, people discourage us all the time. And this is the reason why we have been programmed to think of failure the wrong way. It's not our fault. It's the fact that society is thinking in a certain way. The people around us are thinking in a mentality of failure. And they don't know any better. They can't help it. It's not your place to sit and blame other people because they don't know any better. It's not their fault they're ignorant or they choose to be ignorant due to obliviousness. It's just that people don't know any better. And you have to forgive people for not knowing any better. You have to find kindness in your heart to show people that you care about life, you care about your experience, you care about your success, you care about other people, you care about life, and you appreciate life because you forgive them for being people who don't know any better. Like, you understand they don't know any better, and you move on. You move on from them not knowing any better, and you just let it go. It's okay that they don't understand failure in this way, that they don't understand encouragement or discouragement. It's okay that they don't understand how to live a positive mindset. It's fine. Let them do their thing. What matters is that you understand failure and you understand success and you understand that if you accept people are going to always discourage you, if you can say to yourself, it's normal. People always think negatively. People think in a negative way. They think in a way of not being successful. So I'm gonna live with that and know that it's fine. I'm gonna experience that every day. It's like every day you walk through buildings and you know you're gonna see a wall and you walk around it, right? So you've trained yourself to know that you expect that it's normal. It's normal to walk into walls and then have to find a hallway or a doorway. Think of people that way. Think of people who are discouraging your family members, your friends, whatever, whoever it is. And if you have friends who are discouraging, they shouldn't be your friends, by the way. But anyway, think of people who are discouraging as like walls that you know it's going to be there. So you're like, screw it. And you just walk around it and you find a doorway or you find a pathway. Because what matters is that you embrace, you accept failure, that you accept making mistakes. And as long as you're okay with making mistakes and failure, it starts to become a normal, and then you can learn. You can finally adapt and grow and become successful because now it's normal for you to go through your everyday and say to yourself, oh, well, I might fail today. I'm going to make a mistake today. Cool. Whatever, buddy. Right? Because when you're done failing, you just know oh, it doesn't work this way. So let me just try a different way. And then you just keep trying and trying. I have gone through so much failure in my life. It is ridiculous, you guys. Ridiculous, okay? And the reason why I say that is because I chose to be an entrepreneur at a young age. At a very young age, okay? And an entrepreneur is a person, for those of you who don't know, an entrepreneur is a person who wants to make their own business, okay? Someone who wants to be successful with going out and becoming a businessman or a business person, okay? I started very early, and it was because I was so I have this dream in my mind of bigger, better things. Look, this is my opinion, the story that I'm about to tell you, okay? So this is my story. It doesn't have to be your story. So don't take this as something that you need to do, okay? Because it was tough what I did. But my story is that at a very young age, I looked around and I saw people every single day being upset, being annoyed, being frustrated, being angry, being depressed because of their choices to go and work certain jobs 9 to 5. They go to work, they come home, they watch TV, they pay their bills, and they're done, and they're depressed, they're unhappy, they're not excited, they don't, they have so many negative feelings and so many negative thoughts. And I watched this all my life as a kid, growing up, and I said to myself, you know what, I don't want that life for myself. I want something different. There's got to be something different. And since I was a kid, since I was a little guy, just a little small boy, okay, I said to myself, there's got to be something different. And I spent my whole freaking life going after something different. Unfortunately, I have nothing but discouraging people around me in my life, people who never give me encouraging words. They never say, hey, let me give you a word of encouragement to push you a little further. And so it always brought me down. And there was very many points in my life where I felt so down because I didn't have any encouragement to push forward, that I just like fell into depression. Okay? There's many times where I was just not excited about going after opportunity, and that I didn't care for it, and I became complacent. I thought to myself, oh, I accept failure for the wrong reasons. I accepted failure for the wrong reasons. I said to myself, well, I'm not gonna make it, so I give up, basically, right? To stop. Remember I said the only time you actually fail is when you stop? I stopped. And that is the only thing in life that I regret, is that I stopped, because there are so many missed opportunities that I realize now, growing up, that I wish I didn't stop, because I would have so much more in life today if I had not stopped. But it was people that discouraged me. And I failed myself by convincing myself that it was okay to stop. Okay? I didn't have the clarity I have today. I didn't have the vision I have today. The ability to problem solve that I have today. To see that all of this normality that's out there, it's normal for people to behave that way, to be discouraging, and to just accept it and walk around it instead of living with it and stopping. I don't have to stop and be like everyone else and quit and choose something else. What I have to do is just keep pushing forward. And so I've gone through just endless, like tens of thousands of mistakes that I've made, you guys, before I got to the point where I'm at today, to have the career opportunities that I've been blessed with, to have the success I've been blessed with different things in my life. And now that I'm in a clear state of mind and I'm able to sit here in front of you and explain these topics to you and express and share these experiences with you, I realize more than ever that I have to keep going through and embracing the mistakes and the failure more than ever. And the more, honestly, the more success you want, the more mistakes you're gonna see. People who are entrepreneurs, people who go after something bigger, people who have big dreams, okay, are gonna make more mistakes in their lifetime than any other person out there. Because you are going after something that's not normal, that's not common. And when you go after something that's not normal and not common, you're doing something that is not easy to do. And when you do things that are not easy, you're gonna see a lot of failure, okay? A lot, like an immense amount of failure. And if you look back on a lot of successful people who have built companies, from like cars to technology or whatever, if you look back at their stories, it always talks about so many tragedies in their life where they've had so many issues that held them back, so many bad experiences that hurt them and damaged them. But what made them who they are today, that made them the successful people they are today, whether they're dead or alive, is because they accepted failure. They accepted making mistakes. They embraced it. They pushed past it, and they went after what they wanted and not cared, not gave a damn about all of the discouragement that's out there. There's infinite freaking discouragement out there. From the things you see with your eyes, the things you hear with your ears, to the things that people say to you as a person. There's so much negativity out there that can stop you from wanting to go after your dream. They will make you easily cave in and stop going after your dream. And the number one worst thing in our existence as human beings is giving up on being a dreamer, you guys. Honestly, did you guys know that we have like less than 1% of the planet, okay? Less than 1% of the planet is like scientists and engineers. Less than 1%. That's terrible. And the reason for that is because people dream. People dream. As a young kid, you dream of becoming an astronaut, becoming an engineer, becoming something crazy, right? Something big, a doctor, whatever it is that you dream of becoming, a superstar. And people throughout your whole life discourage you over and over again. They beat you down. They beat you down every day. They're like, nah, it's not worth your time. It's not worth your energy. You're not going to make it. It takes too much effort. You don't have enough money. You don't have the support you need. You're not built for it. You don't have the mindset. You're not capable. You're incapable. Like literally all of this bad stuff that's just swarming and drowning you every single day. And it stops people from becoming dreamers. And when you stop becoming a dreamer, you have failed society on the opportunity to gift society dreams. When you stop becoming a dreamer, you stopped innovating and inventing. You could have been, and you can be. Screw you could have been. You can be an innovator. You can be an inventor. You can be someone that makes something different, bigger, and newer. But when you give up on your dreams to be something bigger or become someone bigger, you not just failed yourself, you failed the world on opportunity. Because it takes dreamers to become engineers, to become scientists, to become physicians, because they never give up on their dream. So the biggest flaw in life for human beings is giving up on your dreams. Don't stop ever being a dreamer. Keep dreaming for the rest of your life and keep going after your dreams. And don't let society, don't let the media, don't let everything discourage you from becoming what it is you want to become or doing what it is you want to do. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how long you fail. Who cares? Like, look at it this way. Do you want to live a life where you're depressed every single day because you are sitting there doing something that everyone else is doing? You go on, you're working your 9-to-5 job, you're paying your bills, and you dread your life every day because you're bored, you're miserable. You have some kind of dream in your heart, like being a florist or a creative artist or a digital artist or a professional gamer, streamer. Whatever it is your dream is in your heart, that fire that's dimming slowly until death, until it no longer has a wick with flame on it. There's no more ember left, but you're dimming it every day because you decided that you're going to be complacent and give up and stop, truly fail. Do you want to live that life? Or do you want to try and try and try and try and try and try and try? And maybe it takes you till you're 40 years freaking old to get what it is you want. But think about it this way. You want to try and then see that dream come true? Or do you want to quit on that dream and spend the rest of your life till you're dead, 100 years of life experience, knowing in your heart that you gave up on your dream? So you could have become successful at 40, or you could go 100 years saying to yourself, I gave up on my dream. Which one do you think is worst? You want to die giving up on your dream? Or you want to try until you successfully become or get or gain whatever it is that you want? It's always going to be going after what you want. And that's what success is. That's what people talk about, like the 1% of the world, right? You hear that a lot. The 99% and the 1%. The 1% got to where they're at because they didn't give up on their dreams. They're not special. Nobody is special, you guys. There's no such thing as a special person. What differentiates a special person from another person is someone who doesn't give up on their dream. Someone who doesn't give up. Are you going to give up, or are you going to keep going? And that's what failure is all about, you guys. Truly failing to stop or to go after failure and mistakes until you achieve your dream. That's what it's all about. That's what it boils down to. That's today's topic. So you got to say to yourself, you got to ask yourself every single day, okay? Every day you have to ask yourself, look in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth and ask yourself, am I happy? Am I upset? What is making me upset? Why do I live this way? Why am I failing? And what am I failing at? And am I going after my dream? Is this what I want? Am I happy? You have to ask yourself these questions. If the answer to these questions are all bad, you got changes to make, my friend. You got changes to make. And you got to make those changes. And those changes involve, guess what? Making mistakes. Embracing mistakes is embracing failure. Accepting people for discouraging you. and saying screw them all. Screw the discouragement. Who cares? It's just a wall you walk around. It's just you just gotta find the path. You gotta find the hallway and the doorway. There's always an opening somewhere. And if that thing is in your way and there's no door or there's no hallway, then burst through it, man. Claw your way through it. Get through it somehow. Get to the top and surface and stick your head out and take a deep breath. Whether you break off your fingernails and you're bleeding, clawing your way out. Choosing to be successful is about never giving up no matter how much suffering you go through. So embrace the suffering. Embrace the unhappiness and say to yourself, that's normal. I can get past that. I gotta be unhappy before I can be happy. I have to learn what it is to be unhappy before I can learn what it is to be happy. You can't live life having expectations that are not real, right? Because remember what I said about the apple concept? Like, you think to yourself, a rotted apple is all there is because you haven't gone after more failure. You haven't gone past the barrier of where you are at in your head, in the environment you're in. You haven't gone anywhere else to explore to find what's next, what's new. So go out there with your brain, with your mentality, with your thoughts. Go out there, seek out the mistakes and failure. Seek it out, go after it. Embrace it, okay? How to be successful with others stand in your way. Yes, thank you so much for being here, Glazing Seeker. I appreciate you for being supportive with your words. Indeed, self-mastery, you guys. Every week I talk about a topic that helps us gain perspective on things that are hard for us to understand, that are difficult for us to find an answer to. And every single week I try to hold your hand through the experience of understanding information in the 5 W's, the who, what, where, why, and when. Okay, really answering the questions of life so that you know, look, what it boils down to every single week, you guys. I come here every single freaking week, you guys, to do this out of love for you guys. I want you to think about what I'm about to say, okay? If you're actually paying attention to me, I want you to think about what I'm about to say, because I'm about to be as real as it can be, okay? You think that it matters to me that I come and sit in front of a camera and some lights and have a microphone and to talk about these things? Like, what does it benefit me, right? If I was a selfish person, let's say I'm a selfish person, right? What benefit do I get from this? Nothing. Nothing. Like, honestly, nothing. Not even clout, because this is not chasing clout. If I were to chase clout, I'd be playing Fortnite and all sorts of dumb games, and I'd be doing all sorts of dumb things on YouTube, TikTok, all these platforms. But I'm not doing that right now. And I haven't been doing that. And I've been streaming with you guys for a very long time. And I chose this topic. I made the topic therapy gaming. I created it so I could sit my ass here every single week on every Sunday and pick something to talk to you guys about to help you guys better your lives while I better my life. We're doing this together. We're on a journey together. And every single Sunday, I have to say to myself, I gotta be there. I have to be there. Because I feel like if I'm not here, I'm not only failing you guys, I'm failing myself. Because I made a decision consciously to do this to help everyone who's out there who's watching get a better experience, okay? And so there's tons of things that I've been talking about every single Sunday. Go back and look it up, man. I talked about I talked about depression, anxiety, success, failure, ADHD, I'm gonna consolidate it all. Most of it is getting consolidated or like put together into a nice, neat package for you on YouTube under the category, the playlist of therapy gaming. I have to go through there, sift through it, and clean it up. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'll do that this week, I promise. But the point is, we have to find out what it is to understand the language of our existence, okay? Every day we live a life that is based on communication. Information. I've talked about this last week. Like, everything you know is information. And everything you learn and live for is information. And everything you freaking do every day on the internet is information. So if information is so damn important in your life, you need to understand that language. You have to break information down. That's why I bring up the whole new idea, the new concept for you guys. It's not new to me. I've been doing it my whole life. The new concept of going on the internet on your phone that you have in your hand every damn day. And when someone says a word to you and you think to yourself, I don't really know what the full definition of that is, or that word makes you feel bad, or that word makes you feel good, type define and the word after it on the internet and find out what it really means to break that information down. Understand life. Understand what it is that you're doing every day. Because if you don't understand, then you're lost. And every day, everybody goes through their life thinking to themselves, why am I so lost? They ask themselves the question, why am I so lost? You're lost because you don't understand. And so you got to make yourself understand. You got to take the time to understand. And that's what this is about every single Sunday, is me helping you understand what I understand. So we can understand together and move forward, being more knowledgeable about the actions we take every day, the decisions we make every day, and the experience we have every single day. Be careful with thinking of failure the wrong way. Failure isn't you not getting the results you want. It's not about expectations. It's not. It's about making a mistake and knowing that mistakes are normal. It's about accepting mistakes. It's just about accepting society for the negativity that it has every single day. It's for knowing that you're going to deal with negativity every day and smiling at it and saying, screw you, guy, I'm here to win. I'm not here to lose. I'm here to win because I know that I will win as long as I don't stop. Just don't stop. Don't give up on your dreams. Everybody, please continue dreaming. And if you have a dream you gave up on, revive it, revitalize it, bring it back, re-energize it, bring it back. Bring it back. We need more dreamers on this planet. Less than 1% of the planet is dreamers. Everybody else is just out there aimlessly doing things. We need more dreamers. We need more people embracing failure. When they will not give me a job, that is why I still live at home. That's why I do not like others. What? Let me read that again. How will I be successful when others stand in my way? When they will not give me a job, that is why I still live at home. That's why I do not like others. Look, the choices that you make on the experience that you have, like the way you think about other people, affects the experience that you have and the results that you get. So if you think about blaming others for the situation you're in, then you can't find it to blame yourself. And teach yourself that you are making a mistake that you can change to get the results that you do want. Because here's the thing. Let me explain. We're going to go on a different topic right now because because of what you just said to me. Blaming others gets you no results. Here's why. Because when you blame others, you cannot control their choices, their behavior. They are their own being. They are their own soul. They choose to make their decisions and control their experience. Damn. But if you blame yourself, you can choose your own experience and your own results based on how you deal with what you're blaming yourself for. So if you say to yourself, well, I'm sucking at this, I need to get better, and then you try to find a better way to do something, you blamed yourself, but you accepted failure. You accepted knowing, you said to yourself, it's okay that I made a mistake and that I failed. Now I'm going to go find a different way to do things to figure out which way is the right way until I get the result I want. So there's no point in blaming other people for anything, ever. There's no point. It's a waste of energy because you're bottling up all this negativity inside, all this hate, this anger, this resistance in your heart. And you know what happens when you create resistance in your heart? When you make a fist with your heart, it's not open. And if your heart's not open, you can't express the fire that is inside that heart. It can't glow, it can't expand, it can't grow to allow you to find that dream that you're after. You just gave up on your dream by creating resistance in your heart, by putting up defensive systems, by finding hatred, living with anger, frustration, and blaming others. You created a fist in your heart. You gotta let go. And the way you let go is you say, screw it, screw all of it. Screw the way they think, screw the failures, screw the mistakes. Who cares? Who cares? It's just an event. It's just something that happens. Look, the biggest thing, thank you so much for the follow, by the way, Spindly Meteor. The biggest thing for us to realize is that the more we can go out there and make mistakes, the more we can thrive in success, because the more experience we'll have. Do you want more experience in life? Do you want to go outside of your house? You want to go out there and like see other things, climb mountains, jet ski, whatever the hell it is that you want to do? Make a lab with chemistry, build a video game. You want to go out there and do something? Then you need to accept failure. You gotta just say screw everything. Have an attitude, not towards other people. Don't be toxic. Have an attitude towards life's mistakes. Say screw mistakes, screw failure, because it's normal. I don't care. Whatever. And that's the attitude I live in when I'm successful. When I'm in a successful state of mind, there's actually a book there's a book called, I'm going to say something that I should never say because I'm a family friendly stream. F it, S happens. You guys get what that, where I'm, F it, S happens. There's a book built on the philosophy of that concept, where you say screw things, things happen, who cares, you move on. And that's the attitude you have to have. It's like, you have to have this attitude that's not toxic towards others, because you don't go in people's faces and say, screw you, guy. You don't go in their face and hurt their feelings. What you do is inside your mind, and the voices in your head, your subconscious, you say, screw it, stuff happens, and you move on. That's what it boils down to. So find success through failure by saying that you accept failure because you don't care if failure exists. That's what it is. That's what it boils down to. Okay? Find success through accepting failure by saying screw failure, because you know that failure is not going to stop you from finding success. All right? Failure. Embracing it and finding success through embracing it. Today's topic, you guys. I said everything that I need to say about it. And every week we cover something else. Someone brought up something earlier. Let me scroll up here in chat. I'm not sure. Zach was trying to say the next topic I should cover is the desperation. I don't know if he's saying desperation or depression. I don't know what he's saying. Zach, if you're still here, please clarify that for me. If you're not, I'll try to catch up with you through the community somehow. Always feel free to bring up a topic, a subject, a question that you have that I might be able to answer for you. Because every week I cover a different topic, and every week I'm rattling my brain and my heart to find a different way to express a different thing that will help us grow together and become better people. Find more success, grow into bigger, better people, and reach out for our dreams and achieve our dreams. Okay? But on that note, if you guys don't have any questions for me right now, if you don't want to talk about this topic more, you don't want me to summarize, ask me anything right now. If you don't have anything to ask me, you don't have anything to say to me, if you don't want to tell me about your day, I'm going to move on to some Sims 4 Gaming challenge file so that we can wrap up this week's third Sims game challenge file. Thank you so much for the cheer. Appreciate you so much, Glazing Seeker. Thank you for being supportive. But I'm going to move on to our challenge file. So I'm going to give it a moment Thank you again for the cheers. I'm going to give it a moment to see if you guys catch up with me here. Maybe you guys are pondering some stuff in your head. Maybe you have some feelings, some mixed feelings about the things I'm saying. But by the way, if you want to stay in touch with me and more people like me, my whole community, the CupANoodles community, there's a whole community. It's on Discord, okay? And you've seen my Discord link probably drop. Let's see. If it hasn't, let me see if I could drop it. Yesterday, my bot was being a nuisance and was not letting me drop links. Okay, it worked today. There's our Discord chat server link. If you're interested in hanging out with people who are not discouraging, who are encouraging, who will support you, give you positive things, who will help you feel better, who will game with you and have a fun time with you and never judge you, my community on that Discord chat server is filled to the brim with people like that. I attract and magnetize people like that in my community. They're all in there, and they're all waiting to embrace you, encourage you, and support you in any way that you see fit, okay? So come join us, be a part of our experience, be a part of our community. We're trying to spread the love, the noodles love with the world, and we are doing this every single week by trying to use our skills, our heart, our mind, and our tools to build assets, to build content for you guys, like me doing Therapy Gaming Sundays and building gaming servers so that you guys can come together in a community to express and share this love and this encouragement, this positivity with us in our community. We are expanding our community right now. We're building teams and expanding our community so that we can bring this and reach out to the world and make it spread even further, okay? So on that note, we have an Ark and a Minecraft public server that we are getting ready to release to the public in the next few weeks. Though I need a team. I already have a team being built. We already have 4 members on our team for Ark. Minecraft team needs to get built up. I'm seeking out more team members to help me encourage our public servers when we release them to be positive, to be supportive, and to remove toxicity. And if people are toxic, we ban them, we get rid of them. Okay? We're gonna only keep people around that are staying within positive vibrations. I don't mean like peace, dude, yeah. I mean like being kind to one another, helping each other, encouraging one another, okay? We do this every day in our Discord chat server. My community, the Noodles community, has been in existence for 4 years now, you guys. This isn't new. I'm not a new kid on the block who's doing this for the first time. This has been going on for years. I just have been keeping it to myself in the shadows to avoid the public toxicity that's out there. There's more toxicity than there is positivity. And so I have been building up this positive community in the shadows until today. Now I'm releasing it to the world because it is strong enough to be able to support itself now without me having to be concerned about anyone coming in and posing a threat to the positivity we have in it. It's strong. It's strong. Our culture is so strong. And so there's nothing that can threaten us now. We are big enough and strong enough that we could have anyone throw anything at us and we will succeed. Join us. Go on our Discord chat server, join us, be a part of our fam, our gaming fam. Help us grow, help us expand, be with us, be by our side so that we can have more people to share love with, more people to talk about these conversations with, more people to have fun with on video games, because we spend most of our time on video games. We're on there 7 days a week on the chat server, and every day we're talking about like, what game do you want to play together today? Okay? I'm going to move on now to the second portion of therapy gaming, and that is the gaming portion. I'm going to go into some Sims gaming here so that we can move on to our Sims 4 challenge file here. I appreciate everyone so much who's here right now. Thank you so much for the cheers. Thank you so much for everybody that is participating and helping me out. Thank you for everyone. You guys on Twitter, you guys are freaking rock stars. Thank you so much, you guys, for being there, for consistently being there, for wanting to be there, and for helping me generate traffic. Thank you so much. It's been awesome. It's been awesome being a streamer. It's been awesome failing. It's been awesome making mistakes. It's been awesome embracing fear and not giving into it, and living for my dream and pushing for my dream every day. Every day I work really hard at trying to achieve my dream What is my dream, you may ask? My dream is to do exactly what I said it is that we're doing in my Noodles community right now. It is to, my existence, the reason why I exist every single day is to find a way to reach out to the world, to spread love, positivity, to spread encouragement, to spread support, kindness, to spread help, to spread care. Every single day I aspire and work hard to do that. Every day I bust my butt off. I have 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, okay? I never stop pushing. I'm constantly, if I'm not here, I'm building content for here. If I'm not building content for here, I am building more opportunities to help me build content for here. I literally live for the experience of being with you guys, by your side, and providing you guys opportunity. There's so much I could do for myself that I don't care to do for myself because I spend all of my time, I could be doing stuff for myself, doing it for you guys. And this is the truth. If you were in my Discord community server, you would literally physically see me bust my butt off every single day for you guys, not for myself. Like, I don't do much for myself. I literally exist for you guys. LAG Parrot Poner. Thank you so much for the cheers. Be careful with your terminology there. Don't be toxic or say things that can be offensive. This is a family-friendly stream. I'm going to catch you guys up like I do every single week on my Sims Challenge. My Sims Challenge is an opportunity where I build and design custom houses from the bottom of my heart. I freestyle the whole build. I design really cool builds that are very complicated, very stressful, and very difficult to achieve. And my hard effort and my passion and the beautiful homes that I design are handed to you guys in save files, and you guys download them. And then the challenge is you design the interior and maybe even the exterior landscaping, and I pick the best designer. I announce the best designer, and I publish the best designer on the new CupANoodles website getting launched this year, so that you can have your own dedicated page to generate your own community and your own traffic through the support system that I have built myself. You use my platform to push your platform. That's what this is all about. Everything I do is about helping other people. So I'm going to show you, like I do every week, I catch people back up on the previous designs I've done. This is the first design I did. It is a modern design, or as they say in the real estate or construction world, in the house world, contemporary. Okay? This is my first build, my first challenge to you guys for interior design. I hope you guys enjoy it. It is pretty cool. This is literally my in real life dream house if I were to build a house for myself. Okay, so this is the first one I designed. I was just chilling one night with a couple of my gaming fam members that were hanging out with me on voice chat as I was performing another Therapy Gaming Sunday, because I only do these builds on Therapy Gaming Sunday. Every build I do is live in front of you guys, so that this way you guys can see what it is that I do, the techniques I use, the little hacks that I use to achieve the designs that I achieve, because I use a lot of hacks to force things to look a certain way when I'm designing these houses. Okay? So every design gets designed in front of you so that you can understand how to build your own design similar way. Two-story house, got a little hallway so that you can have nice little pond area with some fountains. It's got a pool on the second level here that is a multi-purpose, a dual-purpose room. You got the pool, and it's got a hallway around it so that you could build an art gallery. And it's got windows so that when you're in your art gallery, you can look out the window and get a beautiful view of the landscape around you. Okay? When we break the house down, you will see that this is an entry to the top green roof area I designed. And it's got a staircase that allows you to go up there. I built a free-flowing modern design on the inside. So there is floating walls for the kitchen and a floating wall for the master suite, okay? And then there's additional rooms in the corner on the first level and the second level so that you can make it into whatever else it is that you want your Sims to use it for. Downstairs, here's the fountain area, spraying the beautiful water and having a nice modern aesthetic design. A small bathroom that has everything you need in it because this is a modern design. Everything is limited. You have what you need and nothing more. Very simple way of living. Hallways breaking into every room. Windows surrounding everything so you can see everything. Windows even in the pool so that you can see your Sim swimming if the game allows you. I'm not sure. But that's the design. These are all lighting. It's fully lit and ready for you to go. First design. Let's move on to our second design here. Ah, yeah. Coca-Cola. So for the first design, I didn't think the house was big enough as an interior design challenge because the whole like interior design is like, let me give you somewhere a canvas for you to be artistic in, right? Be creative in. I wanted to make a bigger canvas for my second design. So my second design is a gigantic classic. I went from modern to classic, from new school to old school. Classic mansion villa. Gigantic mansion. I literally picked the largest plot of land you can get in the game in order to do this build. And I filled like 90% of it with just house. So if you are not satisfied with the first design, you want lots of room to go crazy with designing the interior of a house, this is the file for you. This design took me like 5 weeks, I believe. So every Therapy Gaming Sunday, I spent a couple hours working on a design. It took 5 weeks to do this one. Because unless you were here, or unless you go back to my old videos and look at how I designed this house, you would never understand how complicated it was to achieve this look in a house. It was super complicated. I used like dozens and dozens of hacks that I just kind of determined or found through the process of building the house in order to make it look this way. So this backspace is an inside-outside backspace area. You have a pool that is outside that goes inside of the house. Okay? And I'll break the house down like I did on the first one so you can see the full concept. But this is our second challenge. I'm not sure there's going to be much landscaping going on the outside, but I would appreciate anyone who takes on the challenge to do landscaping. And bear in mind, I feel that EA Games or Origin is about to release a new version of Sims because they keep releasing huge discounts on Sims 4. So keep visiting the Origin website, origin.com, looking for savings for discounts on Sims 4. I have seen Sims 4, the deluxe edition, for as cheap as like $5. Okay? Keep checking the website. They keep releasing discounts like crazy. Stupid cheap discounts. Literally $5. So if you don't have Sims 4, you have a computer, and you want to participate in the challenge, keep checking the website. You're going to get a really cheap discount anytime, and you can participate in the challenge that way. I would like to do a giveaway and give away Sims 4, so look forward to that here in the near future. So this way people who do not have Sims 4 and want to participate in the challenge can have it, okay? Let's break down this house here. So this is the top level. The top level, I made it an open space area. I figured this could be like a library, a pool hall, a chessboard, kind of like a game room where you can go outside, hang out on the patio, and get a view of everything that is outside, okay? That's what the whole purpose in my mind was, that anyone would design this house for, would use the top level for entertainment. The second floor is designed with the idea of room. So you put a bunch of bedrooms in here. That's why there's a bunch of different sections. You could break these rooms into additional rooms if you so choose to, add more doors. Whatever it is you want to do with the house, it's up to you. Again, every house I design, I light it fully up for you so that you don't have to be too stressed out about shadows and so forth when you're in the design process. Also, every Sims challenge file, I drop $1 million into the save file in the game currency. So that way you have tons of money for decoration and you don't have to worry about money at all during the decoration process. The first level is kind of a dual span, double wing concept because of the inside-outside pool and water fountain. You walk in, you get a view of this beautiful pool area. You could go outside, hang out, have some patio furniture out there if you choose to drop some patio furniture. You have both wings, kind of symmetrical. You could choose to make one a living room, one a visitor area. You can make a kitchen, a bathroom. These look small right now, okay? These rooms right here look small. But this one little room is so big, you could literally fit like 3 kitchens in there, okay? To give you perspective of how big this house is. This is a mansion. It's not a house, it's a mansion. These rooms look small because there's nothing to kind of show you, to like contrast, to show you how big they are, but it is absolutely gigantic. They're massive, okay? It's a huge, huge build. Huge build. But that's our second build there. It's a beautiful home. I don't understand any person who would want to live in something this big in real life. It's too much. But let's move on to our current build. So now this week, we started last week. We are working on our third challenge file, and it is a modern Asian, Japanese, Chinese garden design. You'll see when I load it up what I mean. I always do something unique. You saw my builds were kind of like unique compared to the houses you find in the game, right? I'm trying to do things that you just can't find in the game. So that way you can enjoy the files. I go through the hardship, through the struggle, through the failure of building these things, and you don't have to. All you do is download it, hang out with your Sims in there, have a fun time, and enjoy it and use it as an interior design challenge if you'd like to. If you don't want to do the interior design challenge, just download the file to play with it. You know, no matter what, it's beneficial to you. You will have fun with it. It'll be a great time. That's what it's all about. I want to spend a maximum of an hour roughly with you guys, because as I broke down to you guys today, I'm all about doing everything for you guys. Well, the biggest people, the most valuable people in my life are the people who are a part of my Noodles community. And I have a couple members who need me right now, if you know what I mean. And one of them explicitly, specifically, clearly said they needed me. So when my community needs me, I'm there, okay? And so I'm gonna like make my time here spent with you guys shorter than usual, so that this way I can get offline and hang out with these people and show them the love that they deserve, because without them, without you guys, literally, I would not be here. You guys, I talked about this last week. I talked about this many times. Without the people in the gaming industry, without the people that are in my life as a streamer, I literally would not be here. I went through a terrible phase in my life, a dark place in my life where I was going through depression, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, and the gaming community, you guys, the viewers on my stream, supported me, embraced me, loved me, encouraged me. And those are the people that are by my side every day in the Noodles community on the Discord chat server. So please, if you need that kind of experience, join us and we will share it with you. And now I am strong enough to share it with you. This is the new design. So as you can see, it is a wall, right? Think of this as a giant fence, like a fortress fence that is modern, right? It's modern. But the point of it is, I did not design this build to be about the house. I went the opposite way with this design. This design isn't about the house. It's about the garden. And see, originally, I was going to focus all my attention on the garden and make this beautiful Zen garden with like ponds and bridges and all this like beautiful trees and all this stuff in there, right? But then I thought to myself last week when I was building this, wow, I'm so attracted, I'm so magnetized by wanting to build this garden that I thought to myself, you know what, my audience, you guys, will probably have that same feeling. You'll be so attracted to wanting to build that garden so badly that I'm gifting you guys that opportunity. So I stopped myself from doing what I originally planned to do, which was to build a garden first, a house second. I stopped myself from doing the garden, and I focused all my attention on the house. And then you guys get to come in, do the interior design of the house, and take full advantage of the garden and go and build the most beautiful Zen garden that you could imagine, and take away the deliciousness of this file from me so that you can have it for yourself, because I love you guys so much that I rather you guys enjoy it more than I do, than I get to, because you guys probably need it more than I do, right? Sometimes you just need a little something to get your mind off of things. And that's what this is about. It's like me doing things, giving you guys content to get your mind off of the bullcrap that you go through every single day. This is where I'm at so far. I worked a lot on the outside, so obviously the outside is pretty much like 90% there in regards to being done. The inside I didn't really touch. The structure is just the way it is. That's what I have to work on tonight, is kind of sculpting, reshaping the inside the way I want it to look, and then adding lights and adding divisions inside the building, and that'll wrap it up for me with this build for our third Sims 4 challenge file. Thank you so much for the follow, Lucy. I appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you so much for everyone who is here participating right now. Thank you so much for all of you who are on Twitter. You guys are rock stars. Literally, I thank you guys every single day that I stream on Twitter, because honestly, I'm a multi-streamer. As most of you know, I stream on many platforms. Of all the platforms I stream on, I get the most love out of the community that I engage with on Twitter. I appreciate you guys so much. I express a lot of love for you guys because you guys have been just amazing. But let's move on here with our build, and let's get on to some editing. All of these designs, if you haven't been here before, as I've been moving with my Sims 4 challenge files, all of them have been freestyled from the bottom of my heart. I don't really, this isn't me like looking at something else and building. I'm just kind of figuring it out. Like, and literally last week, I had some viewers in the audience who were getting really triggered and frustrated with me because I started with just like a small block, and I kind of work like a clay sculptor. And I started with just a block, and I was just sculpting and sculpting and sculpting. And people were like, no! Make that piece bigger! Make this piece smaller! Add windows there! They're like freaking out while they're watching me build. And I'm like, calm down. I'll get there eventually. Just let me do my thing. So if you're one of those people who is like, ah, because you don't like a piece that I have, you will like it when it's done. Just look forward to the end, okay? Don't judge me during the build process. Just be patient, and you will enjoy the process when it is completed. Let's see, first of all, how big we are here downstairs, because I don't want my build to be too narrow. I want the walls to be narrow, because the goal of this build is to make a house that is part of the experience of the garden. The garden is the main focus for this build. I want the garden to be everything. The building is just like this accent piece, like a piece of jewelry to the garden. So I want to make the building as small as possible, as slender as possible, whilst giving us enough living space to allow your Sims to actually enjoy it, right? So the best way for us to figure that out is let's drop some furniture in there to see what kind of room, what kind of space we're dealing with here. Real estate. How big is all of this, right? And see, this kind of works for me because this is like so small, it's kind of cramped, but at the same time we can make it work because it depends on the designer who picks this file. You could do something like this, you could add a wall there, you could just add a floating wall, you could switch it around, you could put it here, add wall here, wall there, add some walkways. It's up to the interior designer. That's why it's called the Sims 4 Challenge. It's because I'm challenging you, the designer, to figure out how you are going to take advantage of my designs, of my house builds, to make it a beautiful living space. Because I do not furnish these buildings. I do not paint these buildings. And if I do, I just slap like some white paint in there. And you figure out what color you want the rooms to be. You figure out where you want the furniture to be. You figure out what your theme is going to be for your furnishing. I don't care. That's up to you. If I did that, it wouldn't be a challenge. There'd be nothing left for you. And what's the fun in that? I kind of like this like abstract concept here, but I think we're going to kind of expand this a little here. Let's bring this wall a little bit out. This way it can be usable space. So we need to think about, when I design as a building designer, although I'm making the buildings beautiful on the outside, I am thinking about pragmatic application. Practical application. Like when you live in it, is it going to be usable space? We don't want to just focus on design and then you go and live in it and you're like, ugh, this is like a terrible experience living inside this house. Why did Noodle design this junk? That's the last thing I want, is for you guys to be upset with your experience with the build because I didn't think about practicality. I didn't think about what it would be like to live inside the building. As a matter of fact, let's copy our windows. And let's see if we can fit them all in here. Fantastic. That was just perfect. That worked out that way. And so this is what I have to do now, is I have to sit and figure out practical usage of this space, living usage of this space, so I know how to make this useful, like practical use. Like what is it going to feel like when you live in here? Right now I'm thinking about, like, you know, okay, I have this big room here, right? How would I use this if I lived in here? What would I want? I would not want to feel claustrophobic. That felt really claustrophobic because it was so dark, right? So I opened it up so that you can, because like, right, the whole point of this build is to enjoy the garden first, the house second. So I want to make as much of this visible to the inside of the house as possible. That's the whole point. I don't like that there's a little piece there, but we might just leave it. Let's see what it looks like with the lid on. Not bad, not bad. That works. And then let's see what we could do with the first level, right? Because the first level is like absolutely gloomy. Absolutely gloomy. So how can we solve this? Windows would be fantastic, but Apple would be great too. See what I did there? Windows would be fantastic, but Apple would be great too. Sorry, I make myself laugh. Let's make it so that you can go... Let's make it so that you can go outside. Let's make it so that you can go outside from here. So we're going to expand this wall, and the way we're going to do that is we are going to expand it from here. Something like this. Anybody else a Sims 4 building designer? So last week I had Powers stop in, who decided to become a part of our gaming community, the Noodles community. I appreciate him so much for doing that. It's awesome to have people join us. We are always hoping to get more people to join our community. Let's see how far this pulls out according to the rest of the building. That far, okay. But last week I had Powers with me, and he's a builder also. He's also a creative. And he was expressing to me his design experience as a Sims 4 building designer. And it was cool. It was cool to be able to hear the perspective of another designer, so that this way I could kind of, I took like, the big thing about me is I'm very open, I'm very free to other people's experiences and ideas. And so as people are like kind of like throwing ideas at me and their experience, I feed off of it. Like for example, last week I had our beautiful member Soul Scream recommend to me to do a Chinese house, like tower house, right? In the middle of the garden. But instead of doing it in the middle of the garden, which I want this to be the focus of the build, I did it on the wall on the outside of the back. So I took his feedback and I adapted his feedback to my build. So it's always cool to hear what other people have done and want to do, so that this way I can add it to my own design. I'm trying to make this more living space, right? Because it's also slender, it's also thin. I'm not sure how far I want to go with this until I look at it. And see, this is the whole process I was talking about of like me kind of sculpting like a clay sculptor. I think I like that because it has good balance, good contrast and balance between the corner, the left corner of the building at the top, and then this center column area that I'm building now, this expansion, feels like a pillar that's holding the whole building up. You know, when I design, if you've ever been here on the other weekends, when I design, I always am thinking about weight balance. I'm a Buddhist, for those of you who don't know, so I practice a lot of the concept of self-mastery based on balance, on being able to have the yin and yang concept implemented in everything. The universal power of good and bad and evil and so forth, positive and negative, the contrast between everything, the weight between everything. I like the way that is right now, so I'm going to copy this texture and we're going to keep it like this. So we're going to contrast using the textures we've already used. The reason why I paint the outside of the house is because it would be much more difficult for somebody to figure out what this house looks like if I didn't have a texture on it. Like, could you imagine this build without the colors on it that I have picked? You would be looking at some weird industrial looking building. It would be weird. So this is the only like design I add to all my builds. I always paint the outside of the house, so that way it makes it more comfortable for you when you take on the design challenge, so that you know what is this house? What is this thing, this building supposed to be? And now that I add these textures, it gives you an idea of what it is it's supposed to be, right? It really shows you like, oh, this is some kind of weird futuristic Chinese, Japanese wall garden design. I don't even know, right? But yeah, it gives you an idea. So the whole point of me adding this wall really is so that we can create an inside-outside feel here. So let's create the outside, right? So you walk into that. Now we might just leave that like that, because then you could have like, if I add windows, see the problem with too many windows is that if there's just like nothing but windows, adding furniture in front of it will be kind of awkward, right? Because you could see the furniture outside. It'll be weird, like seeing a toy or something through the window. So if I leave some walls, you could still add furnishing and not worry about like people outside seeing it, right? So some places, lots of windows make sense, like this hallway, because that's what I was going for. I was going for like this green garden effect. But some places it doesn't make sense, because then it'll take up area that you would not want to put furniture in front of. This is turning out to be an absolutely beautiful design. I love it so much. I hope you guys appreciate it as much as I do. I know it's not for everyone. I'm sure there's people out there that are like, what in carnations is this contraption? What is wrong with Noodles? What kind of drugs is this child on? Well, you know what? I'm on the drug of happiness. I'm on the drug of designing to my heart's content. And if you refuse my build, sir, you refuse my heart. Is that what you want for yourself and your children and the future generations of humanity? You want to reject Noodles' love? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And if you do, you know what? You know what? On today's topic of failure, fine. Fine. Refuse me. Reject me. I don't care. I don't care. It's fine. I'll live with it. I can live with it. I can handle it. I can take the pressure. I accept it. Okay, let's bring this back up and let's copy our texture. So like when designing modern design, it's all about, I talked about this last week as I was doing this build. It's all about abstract with the building. It's like Jenga. Like you never, like with modern design, you never want anything to be normal. Like normalcy does not exist in modernization, in the modern design concept. It's all about doing things that are outside of the box. And so keeping things flat, like I could have kept that wall flat, it would have felt too basic, too flat, too normal. Downstairs right here, we might have to like do something. I'm sorry, my camera's giving me a little trouble here. Okay, there we go. Doesn't it look like it's smaller? My eyes deceive me. It looks like it's smaller, but it's not. It's the same size. See, now when you look at this, it looks weird. And the reason why that looks weird is because there's an offset. So, notice how there's 1, 2, 3.5 windows here, and there's only 1, 2, 3 windows here? The balance is off. So I pay attention to stuff like that as a designer. So this way I can maintain balance. This is a tough one because I only have half of a space to work with. So what I have to do is I have to compensate. Originally I wanted this shaft area, this whole shaft on the other side. So if I go to this side of the building, see this shaft? I wanted that to match up on the inside, but it's looking like it's not going to work out that way, right? So I got to figure out an alternative. And I'm thinking the alternative is to go all the way to the end. See, now we're trying to create weight, proper weight balance. Because before, I'll go back. Before, see, now it looks like there's not enough weight. It feels like there's nothing holding that window section up. Like, it's empty. Like, it doesn't have the strength it needs. But when I add this huge section over here, now it feels like there's two strong pieces on top of each other holding each other. So now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. I don't like the way it fully looks. I don't like the aesthetic. I'm not happy with the aesthetic. But I'll figure it out. I'll make it work some way. It might just stay like that. Who knows? One of the things that's throwing me off is the fact that we have this piece here that is not... See? See, that really... look at how much difference that made. See, and that's contrast. That's what that is. The difference between light and dark, which is weight, balance. That made such a huge difference just adding that little piece there. Design 101 with noodles. Okay, let's check out downstairs, because I bet there's a section here. Yep, there is, that we need to remove. Cool. And then we want to do something here in regards to like allowing our people, our Sims, in and out of the building, I think. Like even right here, we might do a mirror door on either side. So we'll do something like, let's find the middle of the building here. The middle feels like it's here. We'll move it if we have to, but for now, let's go all the way across and match that up on this side. Okay, and then bring our building back up and have a look. One of the things that's throwing me off about this door area right here is that it needs to be expanded outward. And let's get rid of this back wall. And let's make sure that this is matching up. As a matter of fact, paint the whole thing. Okay, and then what we are missing here is the texture for the roof. And now that I can see this, I do not like that the whole thing is going all the way to the end in regards to shape. So we're going to reshape again. We're going to reshape this section to here. Oops. So I don't like highlighting. You'll notice sometimes I don't highlight. It's because it'll grab things that I don't want to grab. Okay. I think that's what I wanted for this side. Need the roof on. I'm still not feeling this. All the way to the end. Let's see. That's better. And we want to add some more weight to this door area. As a matter of fact, since this kind of looks like this, we might just mirror this over here. So let's see. And let's see here. See, this is where I start like really reshaping things based on what I see with my eye. And this is where people can get frustrated who are watching me design. Whoopsie! And then this corner, we need to adjust this. So let's try that. And we might put a corner window over here. So now we're really like working it out. The house is a lot more open now. Much more open. Much more open. As a matter of fact, over here we might take advantage of this white section and turn it to windows. Maybe we do the top too, let's see. I like it. I like it a lot. Isn't that just the craziest design you've ever seen? I come up with the weirdest things. I'm such a weird person, right? We might put a corner window here. No. What time is it? Okay, maybe 15 to 30 more minutes with you guys, and then I'm gonna switch on over to my community so that I can play some Don't Starve with them. If anybody is interested in playing some Don't Starve together tonight, you are a kind person, you're a respectful person, you're a fun person, join us tonight. We can play up to 8 players together, I believe. 6 or 8, something like that. I was told 8, but I think it's 6. We have loads of fun playing games together. Join our Discord chat server. Join our community. Have fun with us. Play with a bunch of group. That's all, folks. Play with a group of fun people that are very encouraging, supportive, and respectful. It's looking great. You know, as a matter of fact, I think that might just like bring us to the end there in regards to how I wanted it to look. The only thing is, maybe I add my little my little roof here, you know? That actually breaks my wall. Can we put my wall back? That's great. Okay. That's weird. It's probably because of the inside, so... There we go. That ought to fix it. Oops. Okay. I'm glad I made that change because I do like the aesthetic. It looks better visually. Let's go back up. Now I do need to add my little strip. I have this strip that I use. This is one of my hacks on this build. I don't have many hacks on this build like I did on the second build. Can't grab it. Let me just pick it. Okay. So to get rid of this white spot, I use a little like trim there. See? I have my ways. I have the way of the noodle. See, the problem with adding it there, it would look great there. The problem is that it's going over everything back here. Like this white section. I don't want it over this white section. And in order to fix that, see, this is where it gets frustrating as a designer, is that I have to like rebuild this whole section just to get that one trim to not be applied there. Ah, I'm using a wall. I didn't mean a wall. I meant a room. So I have to redo this whole thing. And then go back outside. Oh, it's still... Let's see if it'll let me do it now. Nope. Damn you. That hack usually works. I did it out front. Is it still working out front? Yeah, it's working out front. See, because there could be a trim here, but there isn't. Because I use a separate building, separate room hack. It's odd that it's not working here. Let's see. It is the distance, okay. See, I just figured out that it's the distance that's affecting when that trim is on or not. Okay, so it's got a 2-tile radius on the effect when it affects the building structure. Did you meet Suki on a video game in real life? What you're saying is contradicting itself. I get what you're asking. No, I have not met him in real life. I met him on video game. My whole community is a community of gamers. We all meet online. Then we all become friends. And then we all hang out on like video chat and streaming and stuff like that. When I can meet my gaming fan members in real life, I do. Like I just did that a few months ago. I went and met one of them in Seattle, the downtown Seattle. So it sucks that that trim is affecting... I mean, maybe it works here? I don't know. It might work back here. We could use this roofing concept to actually... you know, I didn't think about that till now. Instead of fighting it... let's see if we can work with it instead of against it. All right. You always ask the most awkward, random questions, Zach. It kind of, like, it works over here, but it doesn't work over here, so I might not... Let's not do it there. Ah, did not mean to spin that fast. Let's see. I'm not happy that it's only working on one side. Like, I feel like it needs to be balanced by working on this side also, but I don't think it's gonna work over here. Only one way to find out. Fail. And during failure, we would decide whether it works or not. And if we do not fail, we will succeed. In one of those little windows. Okay, it works on either side. That works for me. That works for me. Oh no, it put it all the way around? Please don't. Okay. Ruin my freaking design, man. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Oh, on Minecraft you should do hardcore. What? Hi, how you doing? I don't know how to say your name. You can't say things like that on my channel. I will get you banned for that. So I'm going to purge that. And if you behave, you can stick around. If you don't behave, I'm going to ban you. I've been lurking and Chrome was like, well, you aren't here, so we will freeze this tab. Well, yeah, can you purge what Jason8293 said about hub? Okay, thank you. I can't notice on my side because of the chat app. Thank you. I'm gonna be wrapping it up here, guys. In about 5 minutes, I'm gonna leave you guys at 8:30 my time, or half an hour, or the half-hour mark. No matter where you're at in the world, because I need to go tend to my community. My gaming community needs me tonight, and I'm going to be there for them. If you would like to, if any of you are really cool people who are really fun, really happy, and so forth, you're encouraging, you're supportive, please, I encourage you to join us tonight on some Don't Starve Together gaming. Up to 6 or 8 of us can play together. I was told that we could play 8, but I think it's 6. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter, we have slots open if you'd like to play with us. This is turning out to be almost towards the end here. We're gonna have to wrap it up next week with lighting. Pretty much lighting, I think, is the only thing left. It's unfortunate I can't just finish it right now, but that would take too much time. That alone might take an hour. So we will wrap it up next week. But the build is looking amazing. This is the most futuristic, modern Chinese garden house build ever. Japanese Zen garden, Asian garden, okay? We'll call it Asian because we don't know. It could be anywhere. This could be anywhere in the world. But it is absolutely gorgeous. I would love to live at a place like this. Every house I build, except for the mansion that I built, I would love to live at. The modern houses I would love to live at because they're very to the point. You have what you need and nothing else. They're extravagant, beautiful builds, but it's very limited on resources. Like, you only have what you need and that's it. I can't wait to see you guys build a garden in here. I am itching to build a Zen garden in the middle of this damn thing because the whole point of this build is to have a Zen garden. But I am resisting just to give you guys the chance to do it so that you can enjoy it just as much as I would end up enjoying it. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for me tonight with this build. I appreciate everyone so much for stopping by. Everyone who participated earlier with hanging out with me, chatting with me in regards to the topic today, which was failure. Thank you so much for participating, hanging out with me, conversing with me, being supportive, being encouraging. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me adjust my audio here as I sign off with you guys for tonight, this evening. I'll bring my big ol' cup in your face. Bam! And then we're going to say our pardons here for the evening. Thank you so much for the follow, Fernando Fire. Appreciate you so much for being here. It's unfortunate that I'm leaving you right when you joined us. Look forward to catching back up with me, moi, this guy, every single weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we will be bringing more days during the week. Stay tuned, as I just got a new job that I work at part-time, and I got to figure out my schedule there before I can figure out my schedule here. But there will be more days for you guys to hang out with me and with my gaming community as we move forward with adding more days that more gamers will be playing with me by my side, co-streaming, having fun on games like Elder Scrolls Online, Minecraft, and Don't Starve Together, and the list goes on. We play like a dozen games, you guys. The only game we don't play in our community and support is Battle Royale games, because we support our community with supportive vibrations, positive vibrations. We stay in tune with good vibes, and so we avoid games that are too toxic. We don't do a lot of FPS, even though a lot of us enjoy it, because there's just a toxic community or culture in that game environment or that game genre. But thank you so much again for being here. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for you guys on Twitter. You guys are freaking amazing. I'm thanking you for like the third or fourth time tonight, you guys. Thank you so much. Please consider popping on over to Twitch and showing me that love that you show me every single week so that you can help my community grow. And I'm going to leave you guys on a note of 2 things that I have to leave you with. The first thing is, please stay tuned. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, we are launching our Ark and Minecraft public servers that we will be providing you guys content so that you guys can enjoy with us. We'll be designing custom events, custom game modes for you guys to have fun with us, play on YouTube with us, stream with us, do all sorts of stuff with us, create content with us, have a fun time with us, create memories with us. Look forward to that as we move forward. I need team members to help me and my community, to help the team we already have grow, so that we can moderate and administer and manage these servers that we're launching to make sure that everyone's behaving on a good note, being supportive, being kind. If there's toxicity, we will ban. If there is vulgarity, we will warn. Please join my team. Go on our Discord chat server, join us on there, hang out with us, get to know us. Ask if you would like to join our team for the servers, for the public servers we are launching, so that you can help us. And we will talk to you about what you need to do in order to help us. I need more people to help us, so please reach out. If you're looking right now, if you're watching this video, reach out to us so that we can get some more people on our teams. Look forward to that, everyone else, if you are my audience. And this Sims 4 challenge file, look forward to that getting launched on the website so that you can have access to download the files and edit the interior design as well as the landscaping, this beautiful garden on this build that I am doing right now. You will have this at your disposal, at your nasty little Cheetos fingertips, so that you can do beautiful things with it, because I do not furnish these buildings. I do not paint the inside of these buildings. I do not bother with the landscaping. That's your job. And I will pick the best designer and announce them on the Noodles website this year when it launches. Thank you so much again for everything you guys do. You guys are amazing. Stay true to yourselves. Stay alive. Stay focused. Forget about the negativity. Keep it positive. Keep it spicy as usual. You guys take care of yourselves. Peace out.